In Southeast Asia's shifting geopolitical landscape, the U.S. and the Philippines have launched a landmark civil nuclear partnership. This November 2023 agreement is more than an energy deal. It's a strategic move with major implications for security, economic growth, and the U.S. China rivalry. The pact allows the Philippines to access American nuclear technology, aiming to transform its energy sector and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. The groundwork was laid during U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris's 2022 Ambasazaitin ana Batam Saborabadin Sipanay, signaling renewed American commitment to its oldest Asian ally. By mid-2024, U.S. regulatory support had cleared the way for technology transfer, marking a leap toward a cleaner, more resilient Philippine energy grid. For decades, the Philippines has faced high electricity costs and energy insecurity. Nuclear power offers a path to stable, carbon-free energy and economic revitalization. The deal isn't just about reactors, it's about insulating the economy from global shocks and building a more secure future. But this move comes amid rising tensions with China over the South China Sea. The timing is no accident. The nuclear partnership is both an energy solution and a signal of deepening U.S.-Philippine strategic alignment. It's a clear message to Beijing that Manila is strengthening its ties with Washington. As the Philippines pursues nuclear energy with U.S. help, it steps further into the complex currents of Indo-Pacific geopolitics. The stage is set for a new era, one where energy, security, and diplomacy are tightly intertwined. Central to this partnership is the so-called 123 Agreement, a legal framework required for any country to access U.S. nuclear technology for peaceful use. Named after Section 123 of the U.S. Atomic Energy Act, this pact ensures nuclear materials are used only for civilian purposes, with strict safeguards against proliferation. The Philippines must meet tough security standards, follow international guidelines, and agree not to transfer technology without U.S. consent. This agreement unlocks American expertise, advanced reactor designs, and a reliable supply chain, crucial for the Philippines' plans to deploy small modular reactors. Without it, U.S. companies couldn't participate in building or fueling Philippine nuclear plants. The 123 Agreement is both a gateway and a guardrail. It opens access to nuclear power while enforcing strict controls. For Manila, signing this pact is a critical first step toward energy independence and international credibility. It signals the Philippines' commitment to safety and responsible nuclear development. As the country moves forward, this agreement will shape its nuclear ambitions and ensure global security standards are met. The foundation is laid for a new era of Philippine energy. The Philippines' nuclear push is driven by a need for energy security. Reliance on imported coal and oil has left the economy exposed to price shocks and high electricity costs. Nuclear power promises stable, domestically controlled energy, key to building a resilient, competitive economy. The construction and operation of nuclear plants could create thousands of jobs and attract investment, especially in manufacturing. The U.S. is also supporting a new nickel and cobalt processing facility, positioning the Philippines in the global clean tech supply chain. Nuclear energy aligns with the country's climate goals, offering zero emissions power and reducing vulnerability to climate change. But challenges remain: public skepticism, safety concerns, and the need for nuclear waste solutions. Reviving the nuclear debate, the Marcos Jr. administration faces the task of building expertise and public trust. The outcome will determine whether nuclear power becomes a catalyst for progress or a source of contention. The U.S.-Philippines nuclear deal is part of a wider American strategy in Southeast Asia. Washington is using civil nuclear cooperation to strengthen alliances, counter China, and promote U.S. technology as the regional standard. In 2025, the U.S. signed a similar agreement with Malaysia, supporting its net zero ambitions and marking a major policy shift. The U.S. has also partnered with Thailand and Bahrain, building a coalition of nations reliant on American expertise. This network counters China's Belt and Road Initiative, offering cleaner technology and deeper integration with the West. Yet U.S. diplomacy is complex. Even as it offers energy cooperation, it has threatened tariffs on ASEAN goods, sending mixed signals. Despite trade tensions, U.S. officials insist Southeast Asia remains a top priority. This dual approach, offering incentives and applying pressure, reflects the multifaceted nature of American foreign policy. The goal: shape the region's economic and strategic orientation in Washington's favor. Nuclear diplomacy is now a key tool in the U.S.-China contest for influence. From Beijing's perspective, the U.S.-Philippines nuclear pact is a direct challenge to China's ambitions. Chinese leaders see it as part of a broader American strategy to contain China and encircle it with U.S.-led alliances. The South China Sea dispute is the flashpoint. China's expansive claims clash with those of the Philippines and others. The nuclear deal emboldens Manila to push back against Chinese coercion, raising the risk of confrontation. Beijing views the pact, joint military exercises, and expanded U.S. base access as a coordinated effort to undermine its interests. Chinese media portray the U.S. as an outside agitator, seeking to destabilize the region. As more Southeast Asian nations turn to the U.S. for technology, China fears being sidelined. The pact symbolizes Manila's choice to anchor itself in the American alliance system. For China, this is a setback in its quest for regional dominance. The evolving partnership is watched with growing suspicion and alarm in Beijing. The nuclear agreement is backed by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, obligating the U.S. and Philippines to defend each other. Recent U.S. clarifications make clear that attacks on Philippine forces in the South China Sea would trigger American support. This assurance has emboldened Manila to challenge Chinese aggression more openly, leading to more frequent and tense maritime encounters. The revitalized alliance now covers military, economic, and technological cooperation, raising the stakes in the region. China sees every aspect of U.S.-Philippine cooperation, including nuclear energy, as a strategic threat. The treaty acts as both a deterrent and a potential tripwire. Any skirmish could escalate into a major conflict. Its strength is also its risk. America's credibility is on the line. As tensions simmer, the treaty is both shield and spark, making every move in the South China Sea a high-stakes gamble. The region stands on edge, with global consequences hanging in the balance. The U.S.-Philippines nuclear pact is a high-stakes gamble, offering immense rewards but significant risks. For the Philippines, it promises energy independence, economic growth, and a powerful ally against external threats. But embracing nuclear energy brings responsibilities: safety, security, and waste management. Tying its future to the U.S. also makes the Philippines a potential target in great power rivalry. The region faces new complexity. Nuclear pacts could foster clean energy or spark division and arms races. Southeast Asia risks fragmenting into rival blocs, with the Philippines at the center of U.S. China competition. The agreement is a bold statement of intent, a bet that opportunity outweighs danger. Its success depends on careful planning, safety, and skilled diplomacy. The Philippines has chosen to seize the promise of nuclear power, knowing the risks. The world will be watching as this new chapter unfolds.